In the days when boys and girls went to bed at 6 o'clock and never watched television because there wasn't any, there were three brothers. They were called Tuffy, Smarty and Mouse. Smarty, because he had answers for all sorts of questions. Tuffy, because he said he wanted to be a soldier. And Mouse, because he liked cheese. They had been brought up by all sorts of different people, some nice and some nasty, but no one whom they liked in particular. They lived in a tall house in town, with plenty of room to run upstairs and down, but not much room to run sideways. So they were always being told not to do things.
Stop this frightful racket! If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times! Children should be seen and not heard! No more pocket money for a month.
Up and away! Careful! Stop it!
Okay, action stations. Stand by for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it!
Even worse, they were always being told to do things they didn't want to do.
Up, down, scrub them bright. First thing in the morning, last thing at night.
In here, you'll have a short bet on sides whether you like it or not, me lad. Curls is for girls.
Waste not, want not, little boy. And we don't speak with our mouths full, do we?
No wonder they decided to run away. Smarty found a trunk in the attic, which they filled with all the things they thought they'd need.
Sleeping bags. Right, that's it. No more room. Let's go and see how much money we've got. Okay. Right.
Very early next morning, when most people were still in bed, Tuffy, Smarty and Mouse crept out of the house. They left a note, of course, to explain what had happened. It read, "We're going away for a year and a day. No need to worry, as we're quite capable of looking after ourselves." Luckily, a taxi was parked at the corner. They asked the man to drive as far as their money would take them in the direction of the sea.
Little kids.
He said their money wouldn't even take them out of town, but Smarty wouldn't be put off. He told the man to drive them to the docks, which were just across the river. There were dozens of ships waiting to sail, but not one would take on 3 boys. Without passports, and no grown-ups, never. Mouse wanted to go home. Tuffy thought it might be better to try again another day. But Smarty marched ahead and wouldn't give up. And suddenly, he saw something that made him stop short. She had once been a lifeboat, but that was a long time ago. The owner wasn't like any sailor they'd ever seen. He wasn't exactly young, and he wasn't exactly old. He was more a sort of elderly boy. When he heard what they were looking for, he asked them to tell him more about it. He said that all his life he'd wanted to find an uninhabited island, but he never had the time.
Well, why don't you come aboard? Then I'll introduce you to Cecil. Cecil and I like a bit of company, you know. There.
In no time at all, it was settled. Tuffy weighed anchor. Smarty cast off. Mouse blew the siren and they were off. Of course, everybody thought she would sink, but they were wrong. People often are about things they don't understand.
Come back, all is forgiven.
Come back, all is
Come back! All is forgiven.
Boys, will you come back immediately?
You can't just go off like that. Who do you think you are? Oh, it's spirits, that's all it was. You knew what was coming to you. It did, really, it really did. Come back, all is forgiven.
Come back. My precious son.
No more pillows! No more haircuts! No more husband kissing! Thank you very much!
They spent the day doing nautical things, such as eating and drinking and singing songs. And when they grew tired of singing, they lay on their backs and shut their eyes and listened to the sound of the sea.